Aditya is Krishna, Surya, Adidev, Hadi, Amin, Hein, Steve, Savio, Hadedi, Rasia, Johan, Aditya, Vishnu and Mary. All of you switch on your videos. I did not get the answer scripts of all of you. What happened to others? Only few among you send your answer scripts. Okay, we can discuss that and questions once more. Is this clear, visible? Tell me. Melvin? Yes? Okay, find out the maximum number of electrons that can be accommodated in the following shells. What is the equation to find out the maximum number of electrons? What is the equation? Adidev, can you tell me? Yeah? Melvin, can you tell me the equation to find out the maximum number of electrons? Tell me the answer. Savio? Yeah, Melvin, tell me. The general equation to find out the maximum number of electrons. That is 2, just wait, 2n square. 2n square. Then in the case of K, L, M, N, the value of n is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So what about the K shell, the maximum number of electrons? All of you switch on your videos. Yeah, what's the maximum number of electrons in the K shell? Aditya is Krishna, tell me. It's in the case of K shell, 2 into the value of n is 1. So 1 square, that is equal to 2. That is the maximum number of electrons in the K shell. The next one, N shell, 2 into, what's the value of n? It's 4. So, yeah, any doubt? Which one? 4 square is 16. Then 16 into 2, 32. So the maximum number of electrons in N shell is 32 and K shell is 2. Clear? Is this clear for everyone? Aditya Nair, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next one, write the distribution of electrons in the following. What is the atomic number of sodium, Rose? Yeah?
11.
Yeah, it's 11. So, when they ask to write the distribution of electrons in the following, try to write the electrons in different shells. It's like this, K shell 2, then L shell 8, M shell 1. Okay. The next one, carbon. In the case of carbon, what is the atomic number of carbon? Anybody tell me. What is the atomic number of carbon? Huh? What is the atomic number of carbon?
6.
Yeah, it's 6. All of you please switch on your videos. Yeah, it's 6. So it can be represented 2, then 4. Okay. Then differentiate between isotope and isobar. Isotope, atoms of the same element with same atomic number but different mass number. When you write the example, try to write the two isotopes of the element. If it is hydrogen, write like this. 1H2, 1H1, protium, deuterium. Okay. Then in the case of isobars, atoms of the different elements with different atomic number, same mass number. Example, argon 18, 40. The next one, calcium 20, 40. Okay. That's about this third question. Then fourth one, identify the isotope. Used in the treatment of goiter. Which isotope is used?
Iodine.
Yeah, it's iodine. Used as a fuel in nuclear reactor?
Uranium.
Uranium.
Yeah. Next one, find the valency of the following. In the case of chlorine, what is the atomic number? Rifa, any doubt? Rifa? Okay. Find the valency of the following. What is the atomic number of chlorine?
17.
Yeah, it's 70. So we can write the electron distribution 2, 8, 7. The maximum number of electrons in the outermost shell is 8. So here one more electron is needed. So this 1 is the valency of chlorine. Next one, magnesium. What is the atomic number of magnesium?
12.
It's 12. So we can distribute the electrons 2, 8, 2. Here the outermost shell contains 2 electrons. So 2 is the valency. The next one, argon. What is the atomic number of argon? Nirubama? Nirubama.
18.
Yeah, it's 18. So 2, 8, 8. Here the outermost shell is already filled. So the valency is 0. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then the next question, sixth one. If the number of electrons in an atom is 8 and the number of neutrons is also 8, what is the atomic number of the atom? If the number of electron is 8, then what is the number of proton? Yeah, it's also 8. So we can find out the atomic number because the atomic number is the number of protons. So the atomic number is also 8. Then how can we find out the mass number?
Atomic number plus neutron number.
Yeah, either atomic number plus number of neutrons or proton plus neutrons or electron plus neutrons. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's 8 plus 8, that is 16. Okay. Then the last question, if Z equal to 3, what do you mean by Z? What do you mean by Z?
Atomic number.
Yeah, it's atomic number. So the atomic number of one element is 3. What would be the valency? We can distribute the electrons 2, then 1. So here 1, that is the valency. And 3 is the atomic number. What is the which element has atomic number as 3?
Oxygen.
Which one?
Lithium.
2, 1. That's lithium. Okay. Clear? So that's about the previous test. If you have any doubt, please do ask. Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
Nothing. Okay. So we can revise the today's portion. That's atoms and molecules, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you learn that portion? Atoms and molecules? Why?
The last class there is no learning.
Okay, so we can revise the topics one more time, okay? And you just study for the next class. All of you switch on your videos, otherwise I will mark you as absent. I told you several times. If there is network issue, it's okay. So atoms and molecules, that's the chapter 3. First one, there is some history. Yeah, it's around 500 BC, the Indian philosopher Maharishi Kanad, he postulated the theory. If we go on dividing the matter means padarth, we will obtain the smallest particle beyond which further can't be possible. It is known as paramanu. So the two terms, padarth and paramanu. And the ancient Greek philosophers Democritus and Leucippus, they called these particles as atoms, this paramanu as atoms. Okay? And Antoine and Lavoisier, he laid the foundation of chemical sciences by establishing two important laws of chemical combination. Can you tell me which are the two laws of chemical combination? Anybody? Which are the two laws of chemical combination? Anybody?
A chemical reaction, a mass cannot be destroyed or broken.
Yeah, that's the first law. What's the name of that law?
Law of conservation of mass.
Yeah, it's law of conservation of mass. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Then what about the second law? What's the name?
Law of constant proportion.
Yeah, law of constant proportion or law of definite proportion. So these are the two important laws of chemical combination. So these laws of chemical combination, it is established by Lavoisier, Antoine and Lavoisier, and Joseph L. Proust after certain experiments. So the two scientists, Antoine Lavoisier and Joseph L. Proust, after certain experiments, these laws of chemical combination came into existence. And the chemical reaction between two or more substances, it gives rise to products. It is governed by certain laws that is known as laws of chemical combination. Clear? So, Antoine L. Lavoisier and Joseph L. Proust, two scientists doing certain experiments, and then laws of chemical combination came into existence. So this law of chemical combination, it is the law that is governed by all the chemical reactions. Okay, clear? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then first one, law of conservation of mass. This is the main statement. Mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. We can otherwise define it as, during a chemical reaction, the total mass of the reactants will be equal to the total mass of the products. Total mass of the reactants will be equal to the total mass of the products. And consider this example, A and B as reactants, and we get the product AB. So according to this law of conservation of mass, mass of A plus mass of B, that is equal to mass of AB. And look into the image. The amount of firewood burns, that is equal to the amount of ash obtained. Okay, this is clear. Law of conservation of mass. Clear? Arjun,
Yes, ma'am.
can you state the law of conservation of mass? What is the statement of this law?
During a chemical reaction,
Hmm. Hmm? During a chemical reaction, what happens?
I forgot.
Hmm?
I forgot.
During a chemical reaction, the mass of the reactants will be equal to the mass of the products. Okay? Or otherwise, mass can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Okay, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then next one, law of constant proportion. So before entering into that law of constant proportion, Lavoisier along with other scientists, they noted that many compounds like example water, it is composed of two or more elements. In the case of H2O, it is, which are the elements combined here? Tell me. Which are, yeah, hydrogen, oxygen, right? So, this Lavoisier and other scientists, they were noted that many compounds, including this water, they were composed of two or more elements, and each such compounds have the same elements in the same proportions. Same proportions means these two elements combined in the same ratio, irrespective of where the compound came from or who prepared it. The compounds that collected from either America or from India all have the same constant proportion. Same proportion means this hydrogen and oxygen, it is combined in a fixed proportion. It's 1:8. Okay? And the only elements present in this water from anywhere, that is hydrogen and oxygen. These are the only elements present in water everywhere. Okay, clear? So these led to the law of constant proportion, otherwise known as law of definite proportions. Law of constant proportion, or otherwise known as law of definite proportions. It was given by Joseph L. Proust. Okay, Joseph L. Proust. And what is the statement of that law? John Samuel, can you read this? Statement
ma'am.
of this law.
Chemical substance, the elements are always
Always present in definite proportions.
in definite proportion by mass.
Yeah, in a chemical substance, the elements are always present in definite proportions by mass, and it was given by Joseph L. Proust. Okay,
By mass.
clear? Law of constant proportion.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the other name of this law of constant proportion? Fia.
Definite proportion.
Fia. And Mary, can you tell me the other name of law of constant proportion?
Law of definite proportion.
Yeah, it's law of definite proportion. So this law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion, these are the two main laws of chemical combination.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then we are moving to the Dalton's atomic theory. Okay, so this Dalton picked up the idea of divisibility of matter. Okay, matter can be divisible. It is proposed by John Dalton through his theory, Dalton's atomic theory, and this theory was based on the laws of chemical combination, and according to his theory, he named atoms for the smallest particles of matter. He named atoms, the smallest particles of matter, it is known as atoms. Okay, clear? Then Dalton's atomic theory. According to Dalton's atomic theory, all matter, whether an element, a compound or a mixture, is composed of small particles called atoms. So according to Dalton's atomic theory, this all matter, whether an element, a compound or a mixture. Okay, element, compound or mixture, everything is composed of small particles called atoms. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Then the 6 postulates, 6 suggestions of this Dalton's atomic theory. Vishnupriya. Vishnupriya, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you read the 6 postulates of Dalton's atomic theory?
Yes, ma'am.
Hmm.
All matter is made of very tiny particles called atoms.
Hmm.
Atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction.
Okay.
Atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Law of conservation of mass.
Hmm.
Atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Atoms combine in ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds.
Hmm.
Law of constant proportion.
Okay.
The relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in given compounds.
So these are the 6 postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. First one, all matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms. The next one, atoms are indivisible particles which cannot be created or destroyed in a chemical reaction. Then the next one, atoms of a given element are identical in mass and chemical properties. Then the next one, atoms of different elements have different masses and chemical properties. Then next one, atoms combine in the ratio of small whole numbers to form compounds. That is law of constant proportion. And the last one, relative number and kinds of atoms are constant in a given compound. So these are the 6 postulates of Dalton's atomic theory. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Then next one, atom. Atoms are the building blocks of all matter. Then according to modern atomic theory, atom is the smallest particle of an element which takes part in chemical reaction. Atoms are very small and atomic radius, it is measured in nanometers. And 1 nanometer, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. And when we look at this table, the atom of hydrogen, it is 10 raised to minus 10. When compared with the watermelon it is 10 raised to minus 1. And the atom of hydrogen is 10 raised to minus 10. It means too small. Okay? Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So the atom or the it can be measured in terms of atomic radius and the unit is nanometer. Okay? 1 nanometer, that is equal to 10 raised to minus 9 meter. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, then modern techniques are now found out to show the magnified images of these elements. That's it. Yeah, then the symbols of elements. Dalton was the first scientist to use symbols for the elements, and later Berzelius, he suggested the symbols of elements should be made from 1 or 2 letters of the name of the element. This one is the symbol of elements proposed by Dalton. For hydrogen, there is 1 circle and 1 spot there. Then carbon, just 1 circle and it is colored. Then oxygen, simply 1 circle, like this. This was the previous or the first attempt to give symbols for certain elements. Okay. Then later Berzelius, he suggested the symbols of elements according to this 1 or 2 letters from the name of the element itself. Okay, is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Then Savio.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me the symbol of aluminium? Aluminium. Tell me the modern symbol.
Ma'am, Al.
Yeah, it's Al. Okay, then Ashik. Tell me the symbol of cobalt. Cobalt.
CEO.
Yeah, it's CO. Then Arjun,
Ma'am.
symbol of calcium.
CA.
Yeah, calcium is Ca. Then symbol of potassium. Anjita. Potassium. Hmm? It's from Greek word. Can you remember?
No, ma'am.
It's K from kalium. Okay. Potassium. Its symbol is K. Okay. Then John Samuel. John Samuel. Zinc. 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 Which one?
Third die.
Huh? Set?
I.
No. Set? Set? Yeah. Zn. Okay. Zinc. Zn. Prajod. Sulfur.
Yes.
Yeah. S. Okay. Then Adidev. Uranium.
U R
U. Only U. Okay. Adil Muhammad.
Yes, ma'am.
Copper.
TU
Hmm?
TU
Yeah. Cu. Copper. Then Aditya is Krishna. Aditya is Krishna. Fia.
Yes, ma'am.
What is the atomic mass of hydrogen?
1.
Yeah, it's 1. Okay. Johan. 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 Rose. Atomic mass of carbon. Yeah, it's 12. And Mary.
Yes, ma'am.
Atomic mass of chlorine.
I'm 35.5.
Yeah, it's 35.5. Vishnupriya.
Yes, ma'am.
Atomic number of, not mass number, atomic number of oxygen. Atomic number of oxygen.
8.
Yeah, it's 8. Hadiamine, what's the mass number of oxygen? Hadiamine. Tell me. Are you there? Hey, Steve. Hey, Steve. Hadebi Rasia. Are you there? Vishnu.
Atomic mass only.
John Samuel, yeah.
Atomic mass only question.
Now I ask atomic number.
Okay, ma'am.
8.
John Samuel, if you can you give the
Atomic number of oxygen in a question.
Hadebi Rasia, you just answer the symbol of nitrogen. Tell me.
Ma'am, N.
Yeah, it's N. Then John Samuel.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, symbol of sodium.
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 Na.
Yeah, it's Na. Okay. Okay, Na. That's right. Vishnu. Vishnu. What is the atomic number of nitrogen? Atomic number. Vishnu. Amina. Amina.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, tell me. Which question I asked? Atomic number of nitrogen. Okay, atomic number of nitrogen. Amina.
7, ma'am.
Yeah, it's 7. Then Afsana. 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 Meghna. Meghna.
Yes, ma'am.
Give one example for a molecule of compound.
Water.
Molecule of compound. Okay, water. Then Anjida. Anjida, I already asked. Okay, Bhadra. Bhadra. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Give an example for molecule of elements.
Argon.
No, molecules of elements. Argon is not a molecule. Another example.
Hydrogen.
Okay, hydrogen is a molecule. In the case of argon, it is monoatomic. Only one atom is present. Okay. Then which are the two types of ions? Prajod. Prajod. Aman. Aditya Nair. Ashik, which are the two types of ions? Positive ion and negative ion. It's huh?
Mercury.
Which are the two types of ions?
And positive and negative.
Oh, what's the name of that positive and negative ion? Yeah, Nirubama, you are right. Yeah, it's cation and anion. Cation is a positive ion, anion it's negative ion. So, for the next class, all of you study the same portion. Okay, page number 31 to 36. Study well for the next class. I will ask you questions. Okay? Clear? Okay. Then absent is Emil, are you there? Then Haya Fatima, present? Yeah. Muhammad Rizwan, absent. Lolita, absent. Meghna, present. Then Melvin Martin, present. Muhammad Aman. Muhammad Aman. Nas Parveen.
Present.
Then Nirubama. Nirubama.
Present.
Nisia. Surya. Pratyuksh. Sainaba? No. Okay, so study well for the next class. Thank you all. See you next class.